Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rafi and here we talk about fragrances, and I'm going to talk about fragrances today. Are you surprised? Are you really that surprised? Yes. I'm going to talk about another fragrance. Talk about Dolce & Gabbana's Light Blue Forever. This came out I think a couple of years ago now, so it's fairly recent. I don't usually get the new releases very often, but it was a deal. It was like a quarter of its price. There was a clear out, and I thought, I've smelled this before and I really liked it, and I thought, yeah, why not? We're in the wrong season for it, by the way. We're heading into the colder season and into winter, as a matter of fact, here in Australia and down under. Hello, if you're from here. Hello, g'day. If you're not, then g'day. So, yeah, so I picked this up just recently. I've worn it, I think, once or twice so far, and it was very pleasant. But like I said, it's not the season for it. I still enjoy it, though. It was very nice. And I'm going to, before I get into it, though, before I show you what it's all about, I'm going to get into a little timeline of my experience with Dolce Gabbana fragrances. I haven't had I've had a pretty rocky relationship with Dolce Gabbana fragrances because I've ratted on them quite a while. And I've got a challenge in this video today, and the challenge is I'm going to do a review of Dolce Gabbana's Light Blue Forever Pour Homme without saying the word grapefruit. I know I've already said it. I just said it. But I'm going to try not to say it again, because what I did, I had a look at the review. I had a look at Fragrantica, and there's about 350 odd reviews for this particular fragrance, and in those reviews there's that word mentioned well over 500 times. I counted them, not individually. I have ways. But let's get on to this chronological order of my experience with Dolce Gabbana fragrances. I know they came out in the 90s and had a big hit with for men with Dolce Gabbana Pour Homme, the original, the one that some of the older and sort of larger YouTube fragrance review guys who are around my age really adore and have memories with. I don't have really good memories with this because I did smell it quite a lot. As a matter of fact, when I was growing up, it was the mid-90s and everybody had a bottle of this, and it was nuclear powered, and all I remember is everybody smelling like either this or Le Male. Those were the two big things that people smelled like, and there's no surprise there. I mean, this was very popular, and I know that Le Male actually, in the first 2 years of its original release, sold over 40 million bottles. So it's not like it's rare or anything like that. So I don't understand the hype around the original formulations. Anyway, people used to love to spray this on. And by people, I mean guys that were around my age, in sort of like their late teens and early 20s and things like that, going out and, of course, trying to make an impressive scent bubble around you. I didn't actually get that fragrance for a very long time because that wasn't the thing that I liked, because it was what everybody else was smelling like, and I always wanted to smell something different. And I think I have mentioned before that I used to wear Havana by Aramis at the time, just because I wanted to cut through that ocean of Le Male and Dolce Gabbana Pour Homme. Funnily enough, the first fragrance that I got for a long time ago from Dolce Gabbana was kind of coveted now, but I liked it for its bottle, and the one I'm talking about is By Man. As you can see, it's pretty cool, and I think I have got still maybe about half left in this 100ml bottle, and I still like this. I still think that it's a very nice fragrance. It lasts for quite a long time. It develops quite well. It doesn't lay on thick and hard. It's sort of more aerated. And my bottle specifically, I smell wormwood in here, which gives it like this other facet to the lavender that's quite prominent in here as well. And it's almost like this. It's almost like aniseed, but a green leafy version and woody at the same time. It's quite odd, but I really do enjoy this one. This was the first one that I got, and happy with that. So moving on from that, I didn't actually get into any other Dolce Gabbana fragrances until I bought Light Blue Eau Intense. This one. Until I bought this one, Light Blue Eau Intense, and as you can see, there's quite a bit missing from this 50ml bottle. I love frosted bottles, and this one's got like a Windex, like a light Windexy kind of colored blue juice inside, which, you know, it's very summery. It's almost like you have like a piece of the ocean in a bottle, in a frosted bottle. And I got this one, and I said there's quite a bit missing from here. It's because I decanted about 10 mils of this, and I thought, what a clever idea I have. I'll just decant this because yeah, and I'll keep it in the car. And I bought like these little perfume bottles, spray bottles from eBay, very poor quality. And little did I know, they were slowly leaking. And my car smelled great over the course of that summer. And I also thought maybe summer wasn't the best idea, or wasn't the best season to keep a fragrance in my car, where if I went to the beach and parked it under the sun, it might get to like above 50, 60 degrees Celsius and maybe ruin the fragrance. But I didn't care. This was fairly cheap, as a matter of fact, and that's why I picked it up. But whenever I've worn it, I've actually really quite enjoyed it. And I still do. It's very nice, sort of aquatic. And yeah, like I don't really like aquatics, but I will do this from time to time in the summer only. And of course, after that, because I got a little bit nostalgic for the past, because we were having some things called lockdowns here, where we weren't allowed out of the house. So we weren't allowed to go out and create new experiences and create new memories. And so what we were stuck with is the memories that we had created from experience that we'd already had. And that led me into getting severely nostalgic. And so I wanted to recreate the sense of my past by looking at old photos and things like that. And one of them was, of course, Dolce Gabbana Pour Homme, because I smelled that everywhere. And my best friend's brother had a bottle of that. And he had a bottle of that, and he had a bottle of Eaupe Homme, the original. And he would wear those two. And his room would smell like a combination of those two fragrances. And you can possibly see why I don't particularly like those two fragrances. Not because I don't like him, he's a great guy, but it just really, they were really strong. And so I picked up a couple of these small, I guess, Dolce Gabbana Pour Hommes. I didn't want to get the new formulation because of all the talk of how it had been ruined. And yes, I can definitely attest to that. The reformulations of Dolce Gabbana Pour Homme don't even hold a candle to the original. This is a EuroItalia sort of bottle from the 90s, and it has got 4 mils inside. And I got 2 of these just to cure my nostalgia, because the older versions of these were getting ridiculously expensive as they're getting rarer and rarer to find, until I actually picked up, or actually I had a friend of mine pick up a bottle of the original for me, which I'm very thankful for. And here it is. And it's a 75ml bottle. It is again a EuroItalia from the 90s. The way you can tell is it's got the sticker on it, whereas the new ones don't have a sticker on it. And funnily enough, I don't mind it. I don't mind it now, and I kind of like it. Don't overspray. It's still quite strong, even though it's like 30 plus years old, this particular bottle. There's a testament to what EuroItalia did for Dolce Gabbana, which is really weird because they ruined Versace fragrances, but they did really well with Dolce Gabbana. Figure it out. But that's not the one that we're talking about today. Today we're talking about the Dolce Gabbana's Forever, Light Blue Forever Pour Homme, which is a citric ozonic fragrance. And it's got a very prominent note in there. One thing I also wanted to mention with the fuzzy box is that even though, and I'll take it out of the box, to show you the bottle. The bottle is quite cute as well. It's kind of a little bit different to the other light blue, which had the old school type of cap, and this has got this kind of cap on it. Now, the one thing that I did notice is that if you see the bottles side by side, they're quite similar. They're kind of identical except for the cap, right? The same size and everything, same size because they're 50 mils, both of them. But the boxes are different. Yeah, really different. And I wonder who's making these. And you know why? Maybe the boxes are different because this one here, the O Intense, says it's done by P&G Prestige, which is Procter & Gamble, and then the Forever is done by Shiseido UK. So there you go. I don't know, they may have been sold, the perfumes division of Dolce Gabbana, between when this came out and then when this guy came out. So there you go. Smaller. Yeah, it looked really small, and I thought, oh, that's really small compared to what I remember. But anyway, let's chuck this on a tester strip because we're professional, and that's how we do it here. And go like this so you can see the atomizer. That wasn't very good. There you go. It totally smells like the flesh and the rind of a particular type of citrus fruit. It's not a grape, it's a fruit. A grape is a fruit, but it's not a grape. Did I get away with breaking my own rule? No. Did I get away with that? I don't think so. How could you do a review of this without actually mentioning the elephant in the room, or the grapefruit that hits you from the top to the mid and continues on to the base, but not the citric elements, the actual rindy bit? It's a very niche interpretation of grapefruit. Like, it's not as niche as like the uber niche stuff. I've got some grapefruit in, I've got some grapefruit as well. There's grapefruit in this. All right, this is L'Oscar by Roja Parfums, and this is a super unique take on grapefruit. This is a hyper realistic take. And thankfully, I don't get much of the ozonic notes. I'm not a huge fan of ozonic notes, which also you get from violet as well, but violet doesn't really manifest itself very much in here. But then again, this is the top notes and they're on the tester strip, so we have to keep that in mind. It's not on skin. You always have to try on skin. And I did try on skin, and I got to say that when I wore it at night and then the next morning when I woke up, I could still smell citrus. Now, I don't think it was the grapefruit, I'm pretty sure, but I could still smell citrus. And I smelled musk. The musk, sort of the fixatives there in the base. I didn't really smell much of the vetiver at all. It turned into a maybe a little bit watery grapefruit, but with like clean musks underneath it, just anchoring it down. And that's what this is. It's very pleasant. I can't wait to sort of wear this in summer. It's actually kind of sweet as well, especially if you compare it to the Roja. But yeah, that's it. That's my take. That's my take on Dolce Gabbana's Light Blue Forever. I should have unboxed it and given you a first impression, but I'm giving you a third impression because I care. I care. And as always, thanks for watching.